We're going to be looking at its performance from August of this year out to August of 26. This particular project was founded in 2019 by a couple of AI researchers, and it focuses on producing, marketing, and the selling of digital commodities. Not sure who wants to go first. Why don't we start at the bottom of my screen with Sean?
Kind of like at the casino when the slot machine starts spitting coins out. That's the visual I got. So I kind of drew that. But the next thing I saw was contradictory. It was like a beggar holding an empty cup. That's what I got.
I think it was interesting that you picked up on an Indian, and I think several other of the viewers had that as well as a theme that came through. So, as far as people,
Okay, I'll go next then. The logo started off with a curve thing, but then I knew it was a letter logo. And the letters were chunky, dark, solid, bold, and it was a word. So the logo was actually a word itself. And I had these for it, so it felt like it was black and white, very binary color feel, and it was it was a word logo. So I think I was pretty close on that one. So I tried to describe the tech and product here, and I kept getting these big ribbons of code, streams of state-like encoded data, which felt alive. That gave me the AI feel to this, and all this data was encrypted. Yeah, as you can see there, weird stuff. I looked at the hodlers, December of this year. I felt like it was, I still had that sawtooth fit, but I felt like it might be going up. In June 2026, very sawtoothed with a messy feeling on this. I couldn't tell.
that kind of Intel collection, machine learning, AI, are all. It seems to be what the end goal product of this project seems to be geared towards. So I think that you captured that really well, along with the hey, something's hinky, nefarious, and not quite right about this thing. So.
Yeah, it felt very like it had been infiltrated or, subverted by an intelligence community of some kind.
All right, Edward, let's see what you got for your session.
Okay, let's take a look and see what happened. I was getting this idea of some kind of a graphic that would be this kind of roundish shape, which is kind of like that strange looking graphic that you had in your debrief for it on the website. But it felt like a big project here. High market cap, which it does, is number 34 in the market cap. Utility project, which it is, it's a utility project. Has use case and is in use. Apparently it is in use, pulling in more AI machine learning projects into its ecosystem. Like a network cross-chain utility, I believe that is. More utility, a project that does something. Indian male, I felt it was, or a darker complected fellow. Tech entrepreneur, early blockchain, Bitcoin investor. This project feels very solid. Good use case for the next couple of years. If they're pulling in AI projects, then they could have a good use case for the next couple of years. If the focus stays on AI for a while, they don't move on to the next thing. So I want to look at New Year's Day 25 and how do they feel. There was some optimism there. Some caution in the market, though. Something felt. My projections here, 30 days, there was some growth there. And if they're designed to pull in AI machine learning projects and fund them, then they probably do have a good use case that could keep them around for a while. Number 34 in the market cap. That's no schnitzel coin.
Not schnitzel going.
No schnitzel coin.
All right. Well, thank you, Edward. Good session. Naeem, you're up.
I had a pretty good lock on this one. Starting with the logo there, had the T. That was the first one I drew. Feeling really good there. That's the main guy there that you had. The next 3 months, it felt somewhat positive with a big dip in the middle. So some volatility there. And the next 6 months felt like it felt like they're going to be held accountable for some kind of fraud or mischief, like legal trouble or an accusation, maybe something from the past, past deals or past trades. The idea of arbitrage comes to mind. But whatever that is, it feels like overall it's going to have a negative effect on the project. And then the charts, the month felt like two dips with an uptick near the end. And the 1 year and the 2 year first year feels like a pretty significant dip.
All right, Dick, time for your session, please.
All right, away we go. I did this in 23rd and I had 3 peaks and a drop, and it did in the last recently drop, then come back up. I think this is going to spike in about a year and a half.
All right. And last but not least, Mr. Derek, let's take a look at your data.
Interestingly enough, I see a heavy set Asian or Indian person, which I think has presented itself a couple of times with some of the other viewers. Is this person the brains, a founder, team member, or a hodler? Felt like he was a hodler. Thinks he knows insider info, when to buy and when to sell, and he may hold enough, like a whale, to exert some influence on the change in price. Heavy set, but not obese, dark complected man. I don't get a good sense from this person. Motives unknown, commitment unknown. And then finally, on my graph, I see not a lot of movement over the next 30 days, daily ups and downs. So, a day trader could make some money there, but over the 2-year period, again, as a couple of the other viewers here, I see it's heading, and that's the data I've got for today.
And I think there's going to be some really interesting correlation on the charts, I think, when we put everything together. So nice job. Before we go to Marty, now that you guys have seen everybody's data, has everybody got any thoughts related to this one?
Well,
No,
we'll see what it does. I mean, it's a utility project. Some of the things that I had in my session can be validated with the target. So I don't think I was really off on the target itself. But it has a utility. It is designed to provide a platform for building machine learning projects. That's needed. That's growing. And so we'll see how it goes. There's a lot of money in this project. Seems to be making some noise. So we'll see where it goes from there. I'm not going to buy any. I'll just put that out there. But we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, how about we have a little snippet from Marty, and you can kind of give us your thoughts on this particular project.
Okay, what I did is I looked it up on a couple of different exchanges just to make sure that I'm getting enough data. And you notice here, there's a couple of things going on. First of all, you talk about market cap being huge. It is huge in the sense that it is still a $300 token. So it's not a typical crypto where it's a couple of pennies or whatever. And you'll notice over here also, it looks like when it started out on the exchange, this is always a telltale sign also. I checked a couple of charts. So this one here is with Binance, and this other one here is with Kraken. They put Kraken one. It doesn't have as much data, which means it probably was not on this exchange before it was on the Binance exchange. So we go back to the Binance one. Let me go back here. And you can see right at the opening bell. So what happens usually when these are like ICOs, when they first come out, everybody in the know, that's the insiders want their money. So the thing tanks right from the opening bell. It's very typical, right? So it started at $1,250, got all the way. Now it does look like, without a doubt, it's bottom basing quite nicely here. And it looks pretty solid in this $180 to $340 range. And it does look like it wants to, over the next year or so, probably crawl back up into the 800.